it's opened up so much that it's such a collaborative community. AI world, it's changing all of our worlds. Like it's not just marketing.
Well, now I hear people are setting up like their AI, like a custom GPT, in the voice of their customer.
And throughout the year, we actually do educational content.
I don't know why businesses have a hard time talking to their customers sometimes, but they do.
Right. Dad, if you don't have a TikTok strategy, you're completely missing the mark. So the AMA is going to launch a mentorship program that actually will be professionals in the field that can help people that are looking for that career change or people that are exploring marketing.
Hey guys, I'm REBL Esposito with MaxLux Media.
And I'm REBL Risty with REBL Labs.
And this is the best marketing podcast ever. And today we have a very special guest, Nick Hoffer with the AMA. And what's your company again?
So my day job is solar tech, so in the renewable energy space. And then my hobby / full-time job on top of that is the San Diego AMA.
Oh, gotta love those volunteer gigs.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, and that's how we met is through AMA. And I've been sponsoring different levels of video content for AMA events here in San Diego for a few years now, and we've had really good results with that. So I'm real excited to have you on the show today. Can't wait to hear a little bit about kind of your story and how your marketing origins. I hear a little bit about what's coming up with the AMA, and then I'm interested to hear about solar tech too. I think that's real interesting. Full disclaimer: we have lots of solar panels on the roof here, and I don't pay SDG&E nothing.
Nice.
and I like that.
That's nice.
Very nice.
But to start out, introduce yourself a little bit and just tell us how you came to this point.
Sure, absolutely. So I am a Midwestern guy. I went to school and I did my undergrad at the University of South Dakota.
No, I grew up in Brookings, South Dakota.
Did you really?
Yeah, my husband.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Small world.
SDSU, Jackrabbit.
No. Wrong school. Go Yucks. So I was struggling in school. I was a business major and I wasn't really loving it. And I was questioning whether I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. Was walking back across campus, probably from failing a test in the business school, and ran into a friend of mine and his girlfriend and was commiserating about the process. And his girlfriend actually looked at me and said, "You need to be in marketing." And that was kind of the light bulb went off. The epiphany was there. And I went from that minute, I switched my major, went into marketing. There was no looking back. And I've worked in marketing, advertising my entire career. So I guess you could say it's a passion.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah,
that's super cool. I dropped out of college out of a business degree to open a brewery. So
there you go.
So I kind of know how you feel a little bit.
I started out pre-med. I thought I was going to become a doctor, and then quickly realized no, that was not for me.
No, I was an EMT briefly when I was very young, but then I turned out that the sight of blood made me very ill, so that didn't work out either.
That wasn't my issue. It was the having to remember things.
No blood for me. I'm good. Yeah, no blood in marketing. Well,
depends.
Debatable. It does make a good story, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so marketing is kind of my thing. I loved it, and in fact, we're a marketing family. I met my wife at an ad agency. Never in a million years walked into the agency thinking that I was going to meet the love of my life. And great story, love at first sight for both of us. And we kind of from that minute forward, we were together. And we actually have 2 adult children. We have 2 daughters, one 28, one 26. And I guess those dinner conversations kind of stuck. They're both in marketing. So we have one that has her own marketing consultancy in Chicago.
Nice.
And our youngest is in New York working for an ad agency.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you've been married about 30 years?
We just hit 32.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, surprising to see. I feel like the old timer when people say how many years have you been married, and they're surprised. But
So you mentioned that you would talk about marketing at the dinner table. What were your discussions back then, and how has that changed over your career?
Oh my gosh, it's changed so much because I'm not a spring chicken anymore, right? So I remember traditional media of, print, radio, all the things that we all did, right? And it kind of migrated into the digital space. I actually ran a digital agency for a while. When our kids were actually in their teen years, I ran a digital agency. So it was kind of nice to actually see their world and how it converged with the world that I was in, because that's when they started getting their phones. That's when they started, they were on their computers. And actually now that they're in marketing and as they went through school, I learned from them. Hopefully, I probably learned more from them now than they probably learned from me then, because it's changing so quickly. Like I said, our youngest daughter works in an agency in New York. She does social media strategy for health and wellness brands.
Oh, wow.
And she's the one that's always telling me the new strategy. So she actually came to me, this was probably about a year and a half ago, and said, Dad, if you don't have a TikTok strategy, you're completely missing the mark, because TikTok is actually a bigger search engine than Google now. And so they put every single client on TikTok, and it's actually something that I talk about when I talk to either the organizations that I work with or clients that I had. Just, I never would have brought that forward if it wasn't for that.
Right.
So it's just kind of this ecosystem now as a family that we're able to bounce ideas off of each other. We're actually able to collaborate. They share comps with me, or concepts, and with me and my wife. We give feedback. One of us has more of a design tilt, one has more of a strategic tilt, and so we kind of all come together, and it's really a fun family thing that we're able to do, but we all have our independent, obviously, gigs.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a subscription to your family.
Yeah. How do we get in on those meetings?
Seriously, you guys are talking about some good stuff.
Yeah, so, and the other thing that I learned a ton from, we talked a little bit about this when I first got here, is AI. And
my favorite subject.
Our older daughter actually, through her consultancy, is working with a client that doesn't have imagery. And so they have the product, but they don't have any imagery for the product. It's the new product that's launching. And she's building things in AI that I had no idea that you could actually build.
Yeah.
And how quickly she cranks it out is just unbelievable.
Yeah. And, the cool thing about that is, I don't know what the size of this company is, but like if you have a smaller company, before you would have had like a special photographer that only does product, and you'd have to go in studio or have them set up a whole, light box, because I've had to do this for clients of mine, and it's expensive.
Yeah.
And you're seriously deciding, do I really need that picture or not? So I love that she's using AI, because I'm sure that's really helping that client get a level of professionalism that they wouldn't maybe have been able to afford or done.
Totally. Startup company that doesn't have the resources, you pegged it. And so she's supplying them with assets that they wouldn't be able to afford right now at the stage of the company. But it's actually kind of building that brand presence, if you will, and the look of the brand that makes them, we're marketers. You always want your brand to hit the audience, but you always want it to appear bigger and more polished than maybe things are.
Yeah.
But the things that she's doing with the platform she's using are just outstanding.
That's awesome.
Really cool to see.
That's awesome. I love it. We actually have a client. She was in here a little bit earlier, and we didn't talk about it, but her and her two partners do not want to be on camera. So same issue. They will not film. So we created an AI avatar for them.
Oh, that's great.
That was their comfort level. Yeah. So
that's really great. Yeah, it's changing, the AI world. It's changing all of our worlds. Like it's not just marketing, it's everything that we impact. I actually was just watching something last night about building the intimacy with a relationship using AI. And that's kind of where AI is going next. But when you think about marketing and how you actually have to build that connection with your audience, it's going to be fascinating to see how that actually transpires to get there.
Yeah. Well, now I hear people are setting up like their AI, like a custom GPT, in the voice of their customer. And they're actually talking to it as if it's their customer and saying, what do you think about this? Would you buy it? What else would you like in the features or the service? So I think there are benefits where maybe, I don't know why businesses have a hard time talking to their customers sometimes, but they do, So I think that's an interesting twist on it as well.
And I don't think it's obvious. I don't think it's going anywhere. It's just the new normal, right? So I just recently attended a conference called Content Marketing World here in San Diego, and I would say every single session I attended had an AI component to it.
Yeah.
From content creation, asset creation, building those customer profiles, to the point of just building an agent for each individual customer target, if you will, so that you can find that voice of the customer, speaking to those individual segments and do it so much more efficiently. Yeah, there's no more, I guess, the old school thing. I think of storyboards back in the day when I was first doing TV, and I don't think that exists anymore. It's
not as done by hand, but they absolutely do storyboards still with AI though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Create your storyboard for you.
And then you just go in and clean it up a little bit.
Sure.
And we've occasionally done that for clients. Most of the stuff we do doesn't really need to lend itself to storyboarding. There's not a lot of action in corporate video, but no, absolutely. And it's if we're doing proposals or something, that's where it would come in handy for us.
Sure.
To help the client understand how we're visualizing what it is that the end product is going to look like for their video. But it's, it can take a while if you don't know what you're prompting.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you are president of AMA now.
I am, yeah.
American Marketing Association. I know sometimes things is the American Medical Association. I'm like, no.
I get that a lot. Yeah. So I just started my term on July 1st of this year.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the AMA today and why you decided to become president.
So I have to go back to the power of networking if I can, of how I got there. So I was, we all have our big LinkedIn networks, if you will, that you're connected to. And I actually was connected to a gentleman here in San Diego that I had never met in person. But we were always connected through LinkedIn, and our paths always crossed. He posted something, gosh, it's probably been 2.5 years ago now, that said they were looking for volunteers to help them with a conference that the San Diego American Marketing Association puts on called The Art of Marketing. And so I responded and said, I'm in. I just had free time, and I thought, I'm going to get involved. And within 24 hours, I was heading up a committee, and
they're like, yeah.
working on that. And I actually met him at the conference, and I was like, Frank, hey. But that's how I got involved. And what I found is it's always great to be part of a group that is like-minded, has similar passions, similar interests, but you can also learn from. And so I started networking with that group, and just started getting more involved. I ran the Art of Marketing conference last year, so I was responsible for that. And as I was doing that, I'd have a couple people tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, would you ever be interested in taking a bigger role? And I'm always, I guess I'm a sucker. I never say no.
I have this problem too. I really have a difficulty saying no to people, right?
Especially when you're passionate about something.
Yeah.
So they came to me and said, would you be interested in serving as president? So that was, late last year. I said, yes, I'm in. And like I said, I started my term in July. It's a great, great organization that is, I think it's expanding outside of just San Diego marketers. We actually have a gentleman that drives up from Mexico to our events. It's about an 1.5-hour trek for him to even come up to San Diego.
Wow.
Speaks very limited English, which is a hindrance for me because I speak very limited English. But we have found a way to communicate, and I think that he comes up because of the positivity that he's surrounded by, and he's able to collaborate and network with people that are up here. So it's really drawn people from a lot of different areas, especially people that are new to the market, trying to find a group of people, again, that they have similar interests with, and people that are trying to either revitalize or re-energize themselves with new thinking or new ideas by joining the group.
Yeah, I love it. I was really involved in my kind of younger professional days, and I have to admit I haven't been as involved, but I did go to the Art of Marketing
that's great.
this year, so that was really fun, and really enjoyed it.
Good. What aspects did you like the most?
I was really surprised by kind of all the different categories, and I, have kind of been out of the agent, just in that world. And so I was like, wow, there's a lot of new agencies doing different things, and just very impressive.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Robert and his team with Max Legs have been involved with Art of Marketing for quite some time. You probably were involved way before I was even involved.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. Yeah. And it is a great conference. First of all, I just want to say that campus that you guys have it on is just amazing and beautiful too. But the amount of organization, the firepower that the speakers have, like I almost couldn't believe that the first year I was there, we were doing interviews of all the speakers in the green room, and it's like, oh, here's the CFO of Qualcomm and the CFO of CMO rather of TaylorMade, and oh my God, all these brands that I know.
We have some great brands in our backyard right here. Yeah.
Yeah, we really did.
And so it was really fantastic. Because I work in a booth or doing interviews, I didn't get to really sit in on a lot of the sessions with the speakers and everything. But it seems like they were super well received, and everybody's really excited about the topics that get picked too. You guys clearly put a lot of time into thinking about the topics and bringing in the speakers, and so it's not just. You're not just going to show up and get marketing 101 or something, right? They're gonna do deep dives on complicated topics about upcoming technology and new ideas and all this stuff. And so it's really cutting edge.
It's we challenge ourselves every year to make it better. So I'm competitive. I'm the youngest of 4 kids. I had older brothers that always told me that I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do, and so my mantra through life is watch me. So every year I just kind of want to level it up and make it bigger. And we actually as marketers, we have to practice what we preach. So at the end of every conference, we get feedback, good, bad, ugly, whatever that may be. And I think, Robert, to your point, the feedback from the campus, so we have it at the University of San Diego campus, beautiful campus that we have right here, is kind of the home of Art of Marketing. So that's always really well received, but we get the feedback on what type of content people actually are looking for. What are they hungry for? What do they need for their professional careers, their businesses, whatever that may be? And then we try to serve that up the following year. And we try to serve to, San Diego has a lot of really small agencies, a lot of people that are, 1 to 5 people shops. We have some big agencies here, but we also have a lot of big brands that have in-house groups on the marketing side. So we try to serve all of those in conjunction with those people that are starting their career, maybe those people that are further along in their career that have to catch up to that younger pace, if you will, or those new things that are in the market. So we try to serve all of that throughout the day. It's an all-day conference. We're actually one of few associations across the country with AMA that actually hold an all-day conference.
Wow.
Okay.
So big challenge.
Yeah, and it is a big conference too. I mean, you guys get hundreds of people, right?
Yeah, so this year we're expecting 350 people. We have limitations as far as how many people can be held in the theater on the University of San Diego campus. My goal is let's max it out. Let's just keep growing it year over year. Make it, ideally what I'd like to do is make it a destination event for people across the country to come to San Diego. We're a destination city, so why not serve up great content that does not only serves our market, but serves people out of market to come here. This year we actually have one of our keynotes is Matt Prince from Yum Brands. So he is the head of communications and PR for KFC now. Prior to that, he was with Taco Bell. And he is a professor at Chapman, and he's going to speak about professional brand, tying in his professional experience into that.
They own a bunch of brands.
They do.
I mean, it's KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut.
Yep.
What are the other? I know there's more than that.
Is Dunkin' Donuts part of it?
Dunkin' Donuts, Pepsi, I think. Yeah.
It's a big, big brand company. So that was a big get for us to actually have him come and speak. And, being San Diegans, watching the football world, the football, European football world.
Yes.
One of our keynotes is actually from San Diego FC. And so this year we actually have, he will be a keynote talking about the journey of how quickly they stood up that team.
Wow.
And that franchise and what they're doing. And they're in the playoffs. So they're going to be raffling off 2 tickets to the playoffs as well.
Fun.
So that'll be fun for our attendees. Yeah.
As far as the tracks go and the different workshops and stuff, can you give us a little preview of like what's the new exciting topics that you're going to cover this year?
So we always try to cover strategy. We always try to cover kind of that practitioner, if you will, the hands-on experience of people that are in the weeds actually working on things. And innovation. So innovation will be one of those as well. We actually have some data stuff. So there will be people coming and talking about new tools that they're using in their workplace. You know, AI, again, has always been a topic of
That's
conversation.
all anybody talked about last year when we did the interviews and stuff. It was just AI all the way.
Yeah.
And I think what marketers are experiencing right now, especially with AI layering on top of everything, is their tech stack. You know, you could have so many technologies that you're using within your marketing department that it starts to get a little convoluted.
Yep.
You got to make sure all those things are working together. And so we'll have some conversations around that as well. So it'll be a full day of content and value, I think, that we'll bring to not just our members, but also non-members. Everybody's welcome. And that's just one of the events that we do for San Diego AMA throughout the year. We actually have 4 banner events. We do Art of Marketing, which we've talked about, that September 24th at the University of San Diego campus. We do our Sandy's Awards, which is kind of like the Oscars of marketing, if you will, in San Diego. That's held every May. So we'll be doing that again. And that's grown quite a bit. I think that'll probably surpass or be about the same size as Sandy, so 300 plus people. And then we have a winter social, and this year we're hosting that at the San Diego Zoo, so we're really excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have our summer social, and this year we hosted that at SeaWorld, which was in a venue that was behind the scenes on the bay. It was beautiful. And a great venue. And then throughout the year, we actually do educational content. So speaking of AI, on November 5th, we actually have someone coming in. She was a keynote speaker at Art of Marketing last year. Marianne O'Brien, you may have seen her speak. She was kind of a midday speaker. She talked about branding, and she's going to, we have a educational event with her on November 5th, like I said, that she'll be speaking about how AI integrates with brand and advertising and how it actually, you can leverage it to actually be more efficient.
Yeah.
But also how you actually need to be strategic about how you're actually leveraging it as well. And then throughout the year, we have those and those educational events, and then we kind of weed in some happy hours and socials with less pressure, no agenda. So look, tomorrow morning actually happens to be this month's AMA Cafe. They've
like
grown. So it's a coffee meetup. It's, like I said, no formal agenda. We actually have people coming to us wanting to sponsor them because it's grown so much. I think the first one that I went to, I think there might have been 8 people about a year and a half, and now those are they're getting about 50 people now.
Oh, wow. That's for a breakfast event? That's a lot.
So 8
And
a.m.
where do you have it at your location? Where do you guys host it?
So we rotate it throughout the county because
Okay.
we actually have people coming from all over. So we try to rotate them throughout coffee shops around San Diego County. This one is at the Tree House in Sorrento Valley. It's a new venue. If you haven't been there, it's beautiful.
Cool. Okay.
A new campus, new facility. So we kind of rotate them through, and it's not bad for the venues because we say, look, these are going to be the top marketers throughout San Diego coming into your venue that they could use for another event or one of their company events. And then, like I said, we have sponsors. So the first coffee is on the sponsor. And
That's
so
awesome.
nothing to
Love
lose.
it.
And, we thought we were moving it around the county so that we could accommodate people that may be down in East County or some
Right.
people over.
I think that's great.
But what we're finding is people are driving an hour to get to some of these things just to come
Just
to
because
these
they want
events.
it. Yeah, because it's good networking.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
San
check
Diego's
that out.
so big. I mean, I'm from the East Coast, and like our county is like you could throw a rock and you'd be on the other side of Bergen
Right.
County. But here, man, I mean, getting to an event at 5:30 on a Wednesday or something like mid county. Oh my God, 7 miles, 45 minutes.
Exactly. Well, there's so many options in San Diego too, right?
Yeah.
You got the beautiful weather, you got the beach, and then there's all kinds of events that are happening.
Yep.
So getting people to those events is actually a big feat. And so you got to make sure that they're valuable enough that people want to show up.
Good for you.
100%.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So of all the different things that the AMA is going to be doing this year, since this is the first year of your presidency, long may he reign. Is there, other than art of marketing, is there anything that you're particularly excited about, or are you introducing something that's a new format or anything this year?
We are. So thank you for asking that. We're actually introducing some new things that I'm really excited about. One of them is not new. Neither of them are actually new to what any organization should be doing. But as we've grown as an organization and an association, we want to give back to the community. So in November, we're working with the food bank to actually have a group of people go work with that. And we'll do beach cleanups. We'll do different community activities around San Diego County, because we're a big part of San Diego. Marketing is a big part of San Diego, so we want to make sure that we have a presence from that standpoint. So we're kicking that off this year. It's not something that hasn't been done in the past, but it hasn't been done for a while, and it was really important to me to actually implement that community aspect of the association. The other side that we will be launching very soon is a mentorship program. So, again, nothing new, but we have a group of people that are passionate about, helping people in their careers.
Yeah.
What I found with the San Diego marketing community is, I don't know if it was the COVID factor. I don't know if it's just the time, the season of where we're at right now in life, but it's opened up so much that it's such a collaborative community that people are wanting to help anybody that are trying to get into marketing, trying to change their career, trying to transition into a different role, whatever that may be. So the AMA is going to launch a mentorship program that actually will be professionals in the field that can help either, those people that are looking for that career change, or people that are exploring marketing and what they should be doing to start their career.
So what does that look like? Is that like a one-on-one thing where people are going to be paired, or is that more like, hey, we're going to have an event with mentors that you can talk to?
Probably both. Yeah, actually. Last year, we're very involved with the local campuses. So last year, there were a group of us that went to San Diego State and spoke on a panel for their student marketing association.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet there were 100 kids there. It was a really great event, and it was all centered on, the five of us have different journeys that we had throughout our career, and sharing those journeys with them. And what we did throughout our career, and then an open forum of them being able to ask questions about, what should they do as they're starting their career, and what should they be looking at.
Yeah.
So it could be that group format, and then we will set up the one-on-one format as well. So it's kind of like the matchmaker, right?
That's great. No, that's fantastic, because I think both of those formats are useful. I mean, it takes less courage to come to an event and sit down at a table where, a mentor is kind of, holding court.
Right.
It takes a little bit more to say, hey, I really want to be matched with somebody because I'm struggling with this, and I could really, use some experience and somebody to kind of tell me what I'm doing wrong here. It's difficult to reach out and do that and be that person and say, hey, I need help. I am lost here.
I agree. Yeah, and our universities are really... I look at these kids that are coming out of school, and then I think about, we always self-reflect and look at where were you at that stage. I did not have the confidence that these kids did coming out of school. They are really phenomenal, and they're master networkers.
And they're smart.
And I think it's probably the digital space or the age, right, that they grew up in. I don't know.
Yeah. I've had a few experiences with the AMA chapter at SDSU too. I'm actually going to speak on a panel next weekend.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and they are, they give you hope in the future. They are bright, they're smart, they're proactive, well-mannered. I've just always been impressed with that.
Yeah,
group.
it's really, it's not just one. Like usually, you have like a few standouts. It just seems like they're just fostering these kids coming out of the schools that are just polished and ready to go.
And they're hungry for knowledge and to get to know people, so...
And, we're blessed with living where we do. So I think there's a competitive nature or this drive that they want to stay here. So they're going to do what they can to actually get out
It's not just because you grew up here.
Right.
It's not guaranteed that you get to stay here.
Exactly.
It's expensive to live here. My gosh. Is there anything else that, maybe let's look at it like this way. So say I am one of those young marketers, and maybe I'm just graduated college, or, looking at getting my first job, or, maybe I'm a YouTube university marketer and I'm starting my own agency. How do they get involved with the AMA? What do you recommend? Do you just show up? Do they need to go sign up somewhere? Is there like a boot camp or something? Like, how does that work?
So no boot camp, but yes, and yes.
Okay.
So one of the things that I've always told my kids, like I said, they're both in marketing, and last year when I spoke at the SDSU panel, I talked a lot about my daughter's journeys and how they found the positions that they're in. And one of the big things kind of netting down to the advice that I gave the students is show up and always say yes. Be selective with where you say yes, but say yes when the opportunity presents itself to get involved, to be a part of something, to network. Take advantage of the events that we have and those networking events. And I'm seeing more of that. We actually have students, and it used to be they'd come in a little pack
I love it. Yeah, you
for
gotta.
confidence.
Yep,
And,
I love it.
and now you see them showing up one-on-one individually because they're starting to realize it's an open community and everybody's just here to help.
Yeah.
And then also there's incentives for them as students to sign up to be a member of the American Marketing Association. They get a very big discount and free membership after graduation that they can join to be a part of it. So,
Okay.
it's a value that they have and an opportunity that they have to actually become a part of something that's bigger that actually exposes them to professionals in the career or the field that they're looking and working in, and actually the ability to talk to people, to bounce ideas off of people and get advice. So, and like I said, we can learn from them also.
That's true. That's true. Well, hey, great. I mean, that's so great to hear about all that stuff, and I'm so happy to have you on. And it sounds like we might be doing this again at Art of Marketing.
I would love that. Yeah.
From the event itself. So I'm excited for that. Thanks so much for coming on, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for taking on that mantle of presidency. It's probably not a very thankful job, and like you said, it sounds like a lot of work, but it sounds like it's for a fantastic cause.
Incredibly rewarding and a phenomenal group of people. So highly recommend it to anybody that wants to get involved. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
being on.
Thanks.